until it ends.
Okay, that's really cool there. So of course now I gotta ask because you've recently you've spoken at a lot of events and the recent one was here in Houston at the Comic Palooza. Can you share with us about that experience of speaking?
Oh man, yeah, conventions are a lot of fun. They're a lot of work, but a lot of fun. I'm naturally kind of an introvert, so extroverting for a weekend like takes a lot of work and mental preparation, little body armor. But there's something about just being able to go in and be on a panel with a bunch of other writers and just kind of talk shop that I know it's really enjoyable. And so, I mean, the fact that Comic Palooza's invited me back like 2 years, that's been awesome. I'm hoping to go again this next year. I do a lot of the Dallas area conventions, FinCon and ConDFW, like little small library conferences up at Roanoke. Austin has a Armadillo Con, which is always a lot of fun. So it's just, no, it's a great way to connect with people. So you get to like hang out with other writers, you get to hang out with fans, with booksellers. It's like a giant happy family.
Yeah, that's really amazing. So now I gotta ask this question here. What are your thoughts on social media?
Ah, it can be a terrible distraction, but also a wonderful way to connect. Um, I tend to mostly hang out on Facebook because I can control a bit better how much I'm interacting. I used to do a whole lot of Twitter, but I found myself obsessing too much over reading every single thing that every single person on my feed posted, and it just got to be way too much. I can't shut my brain down enough to just kind of let it be for the day and interact whenever I happen to cross over. But it's been like really great for getting writer news, like information on markets, information on what's going on in the industry, get to chat with fans, and then also hear about everyone's cats. And
And how has social media benefited your business, basically?
essentially, it's allowed me to kind of get in touch with a lot more people. So especially like with the release of the novella, The Hills of Meat, The Forest of Bone from Falstaff Publishing. So when that came out, there were a lot of people like, I got to tell them about it on Facebook, and because we'd been interacting and everything and like chatting about our cats and cooking and random weirdness, they're a little bit more likely to say, hey, I'm going to go check this out and go take a look at the link and see if it's something that interests them.
Okay,
That's
all right, and so so then the question is, I know you answered Facebook's, as your favorite. I mean,
yeah.
but why Facebook is your favorite platform?
So I think I like it because it's a slightly longer format, number one, but not too long. So it's happening somewhat real time. Well, Facebook algorithms aside from how they keep screwing with the order we see everything. So people are posting whenever they feel like it. They can post longer things about what's going on in their lives. You have a little bit of a chance to kind of react to it and talk about it, but it's all consolidated in one space, so it's not quite as lengthy or like thrown out as a blog is. I don't know. I keep track of a number of blogs, but I have a little bit of trouble just connecting with them on that same personal level. But yeah, there's just something about being able to instantly interact on Facebook, but with it not being too brief. So it's like a medium
Okay,
tier of length and comfort.
okay. and and I noticed that Twitter is kind of your second place to go to. Uh, why
Uh,
why is that?
so it's actually been a long time since I've logged on to Twitter. Like if I receive someone has directly invoked my name, I'll go check it out and I'll respond. But again, I think I enjoyed Twitter. It's just that I became too obsessive about it, and I have to have some time to write somewhere. And so if I can't read all the things all day and keep up with every single thing being said by everyone I wanted to follow, then I had to completely break out. I obsessed too much. No,
Uh,
sad.
okay, now I gotta ask this question here because I noticed that the first time we met you here, you bring cookies to every convention here. Uh,
Yes.
can you share with us why about that strategy? Why you do that?
So, what I found at conventions as a short story author is it's a little bit easy to kind of disappear. And even as novelists, like even a lot of novelists kind of struggle with standing out. And it's a very highly competitive industry full of lots of fantastic writers. And so, you want to stand out a little bit. So I found number one, the cookies kind of helped with helping people remember me based off of that. In addition, I also am rather the introvert. And I found the cookies kind of helped give me like almost like a safety net or a magical shield a la Captain America, minus flinging it at people, but it kind of became almost a safety net also for introverts like me. So I can always, when in doubt, pass out cookies and I can meet people and just randomly walk around and be like, greetings, stranger, have a cookie. And it's made it a lot easier actually to meet people and to break ice and to not get all caught up in my own head. So yeah, it's been very useful for that. And people do actually recognize me. At Armadillo Con this year, someone came up and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're the cookie lady from Comic Palooza." It works.
That's a really smart strategy there because that kind of allows you to stand out from the crowd per se, and I guess it also teaches about quote unquote branding per se too.
Mhm. Yep. It's a lot of work though too, because you got to be constantly, passing your cookies out. And I spend the entire day before every convention baking those 700 cookies. So it's a lot of work, but it's also fun, and everyone loves cookies. So yay.
That's really cool. So it also shows that people really cannot copy you per se, even if they can try, because if they might have the idea, okay, this lady's bringing cookies to a convention, maybe I need to try something like that, but then they got to put into work to make that happen.
Yeah, though you
So
will still see it on like the smaller scale. So a lot of people will bring treats to their readings. Be like, hey, I'm going to read, I'm going to have donuts, I'm going to have home baked cookies, or, I've seen alcohol during readings. There's all sorts of things to like pull people into readings and everything. But yeah, it's
wait,
usually
wait,
it's a
wait,
little harder to do a convention wide kind of like all weekend pass out kind of item.
wait. You said alcohol at
Yes, I do know some people who have had alcohol at their readings.
okay. That's really interesting there.
Or